Hey everyone, welcome to Building a Brand. For today's episode, we're going to be talking on brand awareness, the right and the wrong way to create brand awareness. So we're going to always start with the don'ts, things that you should not be doing, and then we give best practices and tips, basically, so those are the right way. So we're going to start with what brand awareness is. So what I have here in my note, brand awareness refers to the level of recognition and familiarity that a brand has among its target audience and the general public. It is the extent to which people are aware of your brand's existence, product or services, and overall identity. So basically, it's just people knowing about you. And this is actually the same definition when it comes to marketing. Marketing helps you to achieve brand awareness. So the more you talk about and advertise your business, the more people know about it, and that's what builds up your awareness as a brand. Now, when you have a defined identity and you have your strategy right, your brand strategy right, everything is looking okay, people need to know what you're doing, and there are different ways of achieving that. You have campaigns, you have brand launches, you have giving free stuff, sales tactics, like different things that you can do to just get people to know about you. And then the most important thing is actually talking about your business to people. Whenever you go anywhere and introduce yourself to anyone, this is my name, this is what I do, and stuff like that. But then there's some things that you should not be doing when you are trying to create a brand, make your brand more aware. Because brand awareness it's a thing that actually helps to build your brand and actually shapes the perception that people have of your business. So the more you do it, the more people would have a certain thought about you. So you don't want to be doing some certain things like promoting your business when you don't even know who you are promoting it to. You have to know your target customer. You have to know who you're selling to. I can't be selling shoes, female corporate shoes, and I'm telling children, when I go to pick my child from school, I'm telling children that, I have a shoe brand and stuff like that. Tell your mommy that you can buy. Like, those kids cannot do what you tell them to do, especially if they don't even know you at all. So knowing your customer, knowing where they are, and knowing what they do, their interests, all those things are very important, because that's what's going to shape how you're going to actually advertise and promote yourself. So if you're a Christian brand and you are going to a mosque to go and promote yourself, like, you get. So you have to really understand your target customer before you actually start to promote your brand. So the next one here is inconsistent messaging. So do you want to take that?
Okay, so for inconsistent brand messaging, basically every brand has a way they speak, and the way they address their customers, the way you type your captions, kind of languages you use your customers. So when we're talking about inconsistent brand messaging, it means like one day cannot just be like, oh, hi guys, very bubbly, very, very like out there, edgy, and the next day you're going to form like prim and proper English. That's one example of inconsistent brand messaging. You have to stick to a particular tone of voice, the way you speak to your customers. It kind of is that, this kind of brand is. For example, there's a brand in the US called Wendy's. Wendy's is popular for this. They are very, very edgy, very humorous, very banter kind of language. So when you see like their posts, the way they talk on social media stuff, it presents like the way they speak in general. So if one day they come and start talking like Apple, being inspirational and saying think different, the world is your oyster, it kind of throws their customers off, because like, who is this? Why is this brand talking like this? Because that's not the way they speak normally. That's a way of being consistent your brand messaging. Another thing about brand messaging, I almost use the example of Apple. So everybody knows that Apple is a very inspirational, they sell more than their products, so they are very, very inspirational. They are very it's their creators, think different, you can't change the world, things like that. So they are very like innovation driven. So they come one day and let's say they start talking like maybe Wendy's, and they start throwing shade at Samsung, like Samsung always throw shade at Apple. That's like Samsung is very out there. Apple is kind of above the rest. So they are very consistent in the way they relate to their customers, that this device is not just a device, it's a way for you to accomplish your dreams, it's a way for you to change the world. That's their messaging basically. If they deviate from that, they kind of lose their customers, they kind of lose their audience. So that's one thing with inconsistent brand messaging.
Yeah, that's 100% great. Another thing I think we should talk about is gathering of data. So basically, when you launch your first campaign and come up with the perfect strategy, even while the campaign is going on, you're supposed to basically say, okay, this is how my customers are responding, or this is how people are responding to it. How can I adjust this to improve better? What are the key factors or the key points where I need to make changes to, to make things better? So usually gathering of data is very, very important, right? You can't just run an ad and not go back and this is how the ad went, this is how people reacted to it, these are the points where people clicked off the videos, these are the points where people clicked the buy button, stuff like that, and then actually use that to come up with informative decisions down the line for your consistent and continuous brand awareness. So not using and gathering of data is a no-no, right? Another thing is neglecting social media. To be honest, like there's some organizations, they have this mindset that if I don't use social media, I'll still grow, because like all people that have shops now in the market, they don't necessarily use social media for like their business, but they still make money every day. But then there's a reason why those guys, nobody knows them, like except if I go for shopping in a particular market all the time and then I know Mama Adele or something like that. But then the world and like people at large, they don't know about you until they actually come in contact with you multiple times and happen to know your name. So we can't actually compare ourselves to those kind of people and say, oh, because they are just the traditional marketing. I don't think they even market them. They don't know how to do it. They just need place that attracts like traffic, basically. Exactly. So the only thing that those people thrive on is just positioning. That's all. So we can't really compare ourselves to them as businesses that are trying to build brands. You can't compare yourself to those people and say, oh, I can always just do with traditional marketing and stuff like that. But then what I would say is that make use of both. So like a lot of tech startups today, they do billboards, they still have brochures and flyers in some stores, places where they sell phones and things like that. Like you find a lot of tech related stuff there. So, but then you see them do a lot of digital and growth marketing using social media and other means as well. So most of the time people always think of Instagram first, but I would say that whenever you're thinking about brand awareness, don't just limit yourself to Instagram. Think of your target customer. Where are they exactly? Are they on Instagram? I cannot have a company that does law and accounting and not have a LinkedIn profile. There's no how you not have a LinkedIn profile that is at least up to date. At least you shouldn't say, okay, your staff should add you on their profile and stuff like that. Optimize your LinkedIn profile and just have it there, right? So you don't just limit it to just one social media platform. Explore others, depending on your target audience, and also utilize it. So I think let's go on to best practices. So I think you should take the first one, consistency. All right. So let's talk about consistency. Consistency in everything, from your verbal identity, that's the way you speak, your visual identity, that's like your brand, like your logo, the colors of your brand, the typography of your brand. I mean, like that's one thing again. They don't stick to one typography. If you notice, like small businesses, they don't stick to one type. I believe that if you stick to one type and a particular way your posts are designed, even without looking at it, if somebody has come across your brand repeatedly, they already know like that's me. I would need this brand, so people can recognize it. Basically, it forms a pattern in people's brain that oh, this brand. For example, I'll give you an example. Christo. Christo has. If you see Christo is basically a coach. He's a business coach / design coach. So he's a coach for creating business. So if you see his post on Instagram, he uses either this red or pink, not red, pink, or this green, and he uses just one font, like one font to the entire family. Anything he wants to do is just in font. Anytime you see Christo, like if I scrolling, I don't even check the IG handle. Making it see you knew that this is this book, and that's an example of consistency. So it builds a pattern with your customers bring that oh, this is this person. So if you have gone through the process of creating a brand strategy, you have gone through the process of creating a brand identity system, that's your logo, your colors, your visuals, where your post should be, the design, your layout and stuff. If your designer and your strategy has gone through that entire thing of creating something like that for you, and you don't use it consistently, it kind of doesn't have like the desired effects that you want it to have in customers. So it's a way of building brand awareness too, making people recognize who you are as a brand, how you look as a brand, how you speak as a brand. So if you're not consistent with that, it kind of affects your entire like brand in itself. So branding is not something, when you choose a brand identity, it's something you stick with, except you undergo a rebrand. So when you rebrand, hey, you can say, oh, what I had before wasn't serving me, now to change. But as long as you have started on a particular path and you haven't rebranded, that's the same path you should always take.
You should not do anything out of the ordinary, even down to the kind of trends that you follow on social media, because there are different social media trends per time. If you're a very professional brand or you're not very crass, things like that, there are some trends you should not do, no matter how like popping it is on its ear, or no matter how people are going viral because of it. You should not be found there, because that is not who your brand is. That's why because you're trying to gain the numbers doesn't mean that's what you should do, because it becomes out of character for your brand. So basically, that's how you maintain consistency for your brand.
So I had a personal experience with this. It was actually my YouTube channel, and this thing is actually like, it's not just limited to business. There was a trend. I don't know. You remember Jenny Frank?
Props. Yeah.
So she did this trend. I've been searching something. So
Okay. What's it?
I was just like, I don't know. I'm just tired of how my page was not getting engagement. Like, it was just a lot mentally. I was like, let me just try this one that is happening. So I tried it, and it actually went viral on YouTube. I had like 40,000 views. 40,000 views, and I got a lot of subscribers. So I went from, I think, about 50 something subscribers to like 200 or so. Yeah. But then all these people, they were not entrepreneurs. I like, my page is about entrepreneurship. So like, I usually share like my journey as an entrepreneur and what I learned along the way, so that others can learn as well. So these guys that were following, they were not entrepreneurs. So like, I just have like a lot of followers on my page, or subscribers on my channel, and they don't engage. So like, basically made my engagement worse. The engagement I was complaining about made it worse. So now I have about 600 accounts. So between then and now, I basically turned off the video, so it's unlisted now. And then I just continue posting my usual content. So I've been like getting some subscribers, but then I still feel like that video and that phase affected a lot of things. So every time I always feel like going back in time and just like trying to fix that, but I mean, it is what it is. So
I've done it.
I mean, so don't do something that you're not supposed to do, and then you now attract the wrong set of people on social media, and then you now have like a lot of people on your page and like that they don't actually need your service. They're never going to be your customers because they don't need what you offer. So yeah, that's actually true. Another thing that I would think you should be consistent on is actually be consistent in brand awareness. So consistently always promote your business. Basically, that's the whole summary of that. Then one other thing that I would like to mention here is storytelling. I have a whole video on storytelling on my channel, but I'll just give a summary here. So storytelling is literally just telling stories. Like, some people try to glorify it and just make it like some mad-ass formula, like how they with SEO, this one, that one. Storytelling is literally just telling of stories. So instead of just saying, oh, we have created a brand that would help you to do this and that, why don't you actually narrate how that brand came to be? What happened? What inspired you? Like, take people on that journey. See it as you're actually telling a story. So some experts will actually tell you that that's writing with once upon a time. If you want to get into storytelling, once upon a time. So all these blogs and like blog style videos, behind the scenes videos, they're actually that of content or marketing content that is more storyline, right? And less rigid and like salesy and like too professional. So having an element of storytelling in your brand is very, very important. There's a skincare brand, I can't remember the name now, but I think it's called Pastry or something like that. I'll drop the link to that in the description. It'll be there. So this particular brand is a skincare brand that started with his wife. The man's wife had like skincare problems. They are friends of Jackie Einat. I can't remember the brand, but I just recently started following them on Instagram, and all their marketing and brand awareness have always been a story that is linked to the woman, because the woman is the face of the brand. It was her problem that brought about the solution, which is what people now love as a product. So every single video that he posts is always about one issue or one thing that his wife is doing. The last one I watched was where, so basically he noticed that some of the products were missing, and he said that anytime he sees that some of the products are missing, he goes to his wife to ask, and then normally his wife tells him if he had actually searched for it well, but then this time she just didn't say anything and went away. So he followed her and sneaked around and saw that she was actually the one stealing the product. So he wasn't like that. Everybody should like go to their page and place a pre-order for the new batch that's coming up, so that they can get their own before his wife takes everything. That was sharing the whole video. And that video was millions of views. And like they actually sold out when they launched the whole thing. So like storytelling is actually something that is very, very important when it comes to you as a brand. Always engage storytelling whenever you're not all the time, like 100%. You can do it all the time actually, but depending on your kind of brand, let me put it that way. If you're a very more professional brand, obviously it won't be as frequent as a more relaxed and fun brand.
Also, I wanted to add something. About storytelling.
Sure.
So I know that I was speaking about businesses, but also people that want to be influencers. This is just a free tip. If you're going to be a vlogger and showing a day in your life, I feel a day in your life should have a purpose. You can't just come on here and say, oh, I'm waking up today, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm wearing my shoe, and that'll be your day in your life. A day in life also should follow the storytelling formula. So basically, once upon a time, you are the subject of the... There has to be something you want to achieve with your day, and maybe you have to show the things that went wrong. It can be as simple as you wanted to sweep your room that day, and that's the day in your life. But you have to show the process, or did you eventually sweep the room, or many things come up and you didn't sweep the room. So there are different ways of presenting your story. Your story can be very simple, but it's the way it's presented. So your day in the life doesn't have to just very mundane. Find a way to perform a story out of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Because your day in life becomes boring to watch if you don't have a story you are telling.
That makes sense. That one sounded like you were speaking from
a place of change.
I've actually stopped watching vlogs because of that thing. Like they're always very repetitive. Like it's just
we don't have anything you're actually showing us, and we are not really interested in the drink you had. Nobody's that interested.
Yeah, I understand you. So yeah, I hope everyone has learned something new. I hope us as entrepreneurs we have learned something new, and or even if we've not learned anything new, we have been encouraged and actually driven to take that step to consistently talk about your brand. Right. So that'll be the end of today's episode. Don't forget to join the waiting list to our strategy guide that's coming up soon. The details will be in the description. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.